What is going on, guys? It's Alex from Mind Muscle Meditation. So today I'm really excited about bringing you this video because I have spent a lot of time making sure that my fridge is organized in a way that is most efficient. So at the end of the day, you want to save yourself as many trips to the grocery store or to the wholesale center as possible, and it's all about efficiency. And as you do this more and more, as you prepare your foods and as you organize your fridge, things will become second nature and you really don't have to think about it, and you can just incorporate it into your schedule. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you how I organize my fridge for my muscle building and fat burning goals. So first of all, if you can get a fridge and freezer combination like this, where the fridge is, the refrigerator is on the top and the freezer is on the bottom, that's going to be your absolute best bet, because you're going to be opening the fridge a lot more and you don't want to have to bend over every single time. So anyways, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about breakfast. And for breakfast, I always like to have eggs and oatmeal. So typically I'll have 1 or 2 eggs in the morning along with egg whites, and I'll have oatmeal. I like to get the pasture-raised organic eggs. That's going to be from a wholesale center. Most of my food is. And I like to have quite a few eggs on hand. This is a 24 count. I like to have at least 3 of these on hand. And you want to put them in an organized fashion in the fridge. So that's where I put my eggs. Now right up top here, I stack my egg whites. I have cage-free egg whites. Unfortunately, they're not pasture-raised. Those are going to be super expensive. I just don't have the budget for that. The cage-free is what I have, and these come in a 6-pack. So I have 3 6-packs that I buy at one time from the wholesale center, and that's going to give me 18, and I just stack them on my top shelf like this. And I'm going to have my eggs and egg whites pretty much twice a day, along with my oatmeal twice a day. Once in the morning, and then once as a pre-workout meal. Now, moving on to my protein sources, which obviously include eggs and egg whites. I'm really into bison right now. I also like salmon and tuna. Those are going to be my only protein sources right now, besides whey protein and casein protein powder. So as far as the bison goes, the reason I'm into bison is because, for one, you can buy it 90% lean, and when I cook it, I drain out the fat to make it even more lean. There's certain laws that protect bison, so I believe it has to be free range, and they cannot be injected with growth hormone or hormones, anything unnatural like that. So I really like, you can see here it says, raised without antibiotics, no added hormones. So I really like that. And they're a little bit more of an active animal as opposed to beef, which the cows are typically just sitting there. And if you know anything about Serge Nubret, he actually would eat 6 pounds of horse meat per day. I'm not recommending that, but I'm also saying is that the ground bison is probably going to be your best value when it comes to a free-range animal. So anyways, in addition to that, I'll sometimes have some salmon in here. I like the wild-caught salmon. Don't like the farm-raised salmon. And it's going to be a lot more natural. Now, as far as containers, I will cook the bison and I will put it in these containers right here. I have about 10 of these glass containers, and then I can just measure it out, 4, 5, 6 ounces, whatever I need at that time. Now, I like to have bison, potatoes, and broccoli for at least 2 or 3 meals per day. And so right now, I'm a little bit short on potatoes, so I just have this container full. Typically speaking, I will have a glass container, also a cookie sheet, and I will boil potatoes. So I can cook the potatoes 3 different ways at the same exact time for the most efficient cooking. And I will have my potatoes sitting here, and I buy 10 pounds of potatoes at a time. So I'll have them sitting right here, and then I can just dish out, 1 cup, 2 cups, 12 ounces, whatever I need for that particular meal. Now, I'm a big fan of broccoli for quite a few different reasons. It reduces estrogen in the body. Also, it's supposedly a myostatin blocker. Not sure, but it's working for me. So what I like to do is have my broccoli right here, ready to go. And as you can see, it's pretty frozen. So what I will do is I'll run some water over it in order to defrost it. Now, I do not like to cook my vegetables because anytime that you cook vegetables, or even potatoes for that matter, you are going to lower the nutritional content in that particular food. So if I can get away with just defrosting these slightly to preserve as much nutrition as possible, that's going to be the way to go. And I always buy frozen vegetables. So that's my broccoli. And a lot of times I would like to make large salads where I combine baby spinach, broccoli, and mushrooms. And then I'll add my protein source, of course, whether that be eggs, bison, salmon, or tuna. And I'll add my carbs as I need it. You know, sometimes if I'm cutting, I won't use carbs. If I'm gaining right now, like I am right now, I will add the potatoes or the rice or whatever. Now, also I have the mushrooms for another vegetable that's good for anti-estrogen and a couple other benefits of mushrooms. Also, I do like to put onions in my salads occasionally. I believe onions have a good source of copper. And I like to have a couple of avocados on hand. Avocados are a super healthy fat. They're great for your brain. They've got a lot of nutrition in them. So I like to have about 1/3 of an avocado every single day. And typically I'll have that during my second meal. Now, another great source of fat is going to be fish oil. This is Carlson's fish oil. I buy this on Amazon. I'm not sponsored in any way, by the way. I have found that as far as the omegas go, they have the most DHA and EPA. That's going to be the form of omega that's going to help you. Fish oil is great for cardiovascular health, joint health, brain function, so all sorts of things. So I like to have this post-workout a lot of times with my post-workout meal. And I do take 1 teaspoon of that per day, if not 2 teaspoons. But you do have to be careful because it is fairly high in calories. And also, side note, that's going to be a lot more efficient than the soft gels, which I do have, by the way. As far as digestive aids go, I like to have kombucha. This particular one says 9 billion living probiotics. I also have sauerkraut. And I also like to get the sauerkraut with beet powder. That's pretty good. It has good form of arginine in it so that you can have cardiovascular health and good pumps. As far as post-workout right now, I'm doing a little bit of a old school technique where I'm actually having a jelly sandwich, 2 pieces of white bread and fructose, because according to my research, I believe that you can basically do a double uptake of glycogen with fructose and another form of sugar. This is more like regular sugar, the white bread, as far as it breaking down into glucose and then glycogen for recovering for muscle. Also, post-workout, I'm having a 1.5 scoops of regular whey protein. And I also like to have on hand frozen vegetables. I always like to get organic if I can. So I have a lot of frozen broccoli on hand, and this is great for, putting it in my container, which I will defrost for my salad, or it's great for shakes. So if you're kind of in a pinch as far as time goes, you can take the broccoli, throw it in a blender, along with some frozen strawberries perhaps, some petite Brussels sprouts. And you really can't taste the vegetables because it's frozen. The frozen aspect of it really cuts the taste, and you just put, casein or whey protein, whatever you want. A little bit of stevia and some Himalayan salt. I got a video on that, so you guys can check that one out. Also, if I'm in a pinch as far as pre-workout carbs go, I like to have these. These guys are not very good for you. They've got a lot of bad ingredients in them, but as far as bulking, if you need the extra carbs, pre-workout or whatnot, and you're in a pinch, this is a pretty decent way to go. It does have some sugar in it, so it will spike insulin a little bit, but as far as the fiber from the oats, it's going to keep it moderately reasonable. So again, this is more of a bulking food. Wouldn't suggest this for diet. also over here, I do have quite a bit of tuna on hand. I like this particular one. It's solid white tuna. It's 42 grams of protein per can. And right now, I'm trying to get about 40 grams of protein per meal, so that works out pretty good. And then I do like to have some oatmeal on hand, lots of oatmeal. I'm running a little bit low right now, so I have the oatmeal. I prefer the quick oats. So anyways, those are the foods that are really going to help you burn muscle and build muscle and burn fat. As far as organizing them, I like to prepare the meals every day. I spend a little bit of time in the morning, and then I'll come back in the afternoon and I'll prepare a couple more meals. A lot of guys will prepare their meals 3 or 4 days in advance. That's fine. I have done it before, but for me, I like the way that I do it. And then also, I'm going to do a separate video on how to prepare your meals to bring them with you to work. So if you're gone for 8, 10, 12 hours, I'll be making another video and show you guys exactly how to organize your lunch pack and to bring those with you so you can maintain your gains at all times of day. So anyways, guys, this is working pretty good for me. I'm going to make another video very shortly as far as the best bulking diet of what I've found to work very, very effective for me. The gains are really coming in. I'm really happy with the results so far, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So very, very exciting. Anyways, guys, please feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to learn something new from you, and I hope that you enjoyed this. If it brought value to you, please like and subscribe and share with someone else, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.